this is Daniel Mart back again, and for this video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to the Final Destination Bloodlines trailer. So, it basically just dropped a few hours ago. I heard rumors yesterday and the day before that it may be dropping soon, the trailer, but I didn't really think much of it, to be honest. But, yeah, it's dropped. I want to see it. Not gonna lie, I've already heard a few things, I've already seen a few things, so I'm a little bit spoiled by now, but I'm very excited. Here's the thing. Final Destination, that is just by far one of my favorite franchises ever. It's up there, like no joke, it is up there with The Walking Dead, it's up there with Avatar, The Last Airbender, Scooby-Doo, Marvel, whatever. It is honestly one of my favorite franchises. It's one of the, alongside Zombieland, right there, and The Walking Dead, it is one of the other franchises that helped me get into horror, the horror genre in general. I saw Final Destination 2 and 5 when I was about 12 years old, give or take. Those were the first two movies I saw from the series. I don't remember which one I saw first. I just remember I watched them early on in my TV right there. Probably like the ass crack of dawn, essentially. Because, you know, I'm a teenager. Don't want to go to sleep. Even though I have school the next day. So that's what I did. I just channel surfed back when, you know, you can channel surf and find random movies. And Final Destination 2 and 5 were the first ones I saw there. And then eventually I saw number 1, 4, and 3. 1, 4, and 3. Or 1, 3, and 4, you know what I mean. So, yeah, and it's been about 15 years since we've had a Final Destination movie. Final Destination 5, that one came out in 2011, so 14 years ago, essentially. So it's been a really long time, and there's been rumors for the past decade and a half, essentially, that they are going to be making a Final Destination 6. There's also been rumors that's going to be taking place, that 6 and 7 are going to be filmed back-to-back. There's been rumors about that, and I'm not sure if those rumors are still true, that 6 and 7 are being filmed back-to-back. I haven't heard any reports about that, to be honest. But we do have this, Final Destination Bloodlines. I have been critical in the past of the Bloodlines title, so hopefully they give me a reason. I think we kind of got an idea based on the teaser trailer that we got about a month, 2 months ago. If you guys saw that, maybe I should have done a reaction for that, to be honest, but whatever. But, yeah, here we have the full trailer. Let's get to it, starting now.
Drinks all around.
Russ. Oh, Russ, guys, that's... Oh, that's a nice transition to a logo.
Family, you don't get to pick the one you get. Just gotta love the one you got.
Bloodlines can be that. Makes more sense now.
I always knew this day would come.
I got it.
I don't think you got it.
Even in the trailer, already setting up that guy with the fire. I mean, that's what we saw in the teaser.
I held him off for years.
Charlie, get up here.
He's a relentless son of a bitch.
Nice pill from Final Destination 2.
Won't stop till he finishes the job.
Fire really is gonna get that guy. For real.
Death is coming for our family.
I said, oh, oh, oh,
Oh. Oh.
Grandma, what's happening to us?
Years ago, I had a premonition that started it all. I saw what death was about to do.
We're talking books.
I saved a lot of lives that night.
You're adapting the books.
The dance floor!
You're adapting the
Never meant
books.
to be saved. But death doesn't like it when you mess with his plans.
Oh, that's the thing.
This book, it will show you everything you need to know to keep our family safe.
Stop playing 180?
It
Trump?
all started with Grandma. Death is coming for us because we were never supposed to exist. Watch out!
Only by embracing death will it pass you
Tony
by.
Todd! Oh, rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Maybe death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Good luck.
Oh, rest in peace, Tony Todd. They're adapting the books. Holy shit, they're adapting the books. Okay, wait, am I tripping? Let me go back for a second. Was that Flight 180? Was that the log truck from Final Destination 2? Let me go back to that shot. Holy crap. Where was that? Holy... Okay, dude. Okay, give me a second to process. Yeah, oh, that is a truck. That is a truck. Truck has high... What does that say? Oh, likelihood of flip. That is logs. That is logs. Do you have a plane? Does it say 180? Does it say fuel? Fuel. The fuel explosion on 180. Does it say anything? Do we have any signs here about the bridge? The roller coaster? Wait, it flashes. Do we have Speedway? Mackenzie Speedway? Mackenzie Speedway. Gas... Wait, that's a gas tank. That could be, oh my gosh, Andy's death from Final Destination 4. You got spliced, fence. Oh my gosh, that's so much flash in that little book. Holy crap, wait, I'm looking at the research right now. Wait, pause. What does that say? That's okay, I don't know what that is. Wind chimes. Wasn't there something in Clear Rivers? Didn't she, like, live in a farm? Am I just reaching for straws right now? Dude, what is going on? Okay, so this could answer one of the biggest questions we've always had about Final Destination, and that is, does New Life void a list? That was a thing that was going to be explored in Final Destination 1. That was a deleted scene. Claire and Browning. Holy crap, what's his first name? It's not Andrew. Alex Browning. They were going to initially have a child, and the deleted scene was that the baby was born, and Claire and Carter managed to survive because of New Life. In Final Destination 2, there's a whole thing with Isabel. She was never meant to die in the crash, but everybody thought she was going to die. And they thought, because since she was pregnant, if that baby was born, then the list again would be void. That's always been a question. I guess this finally answers the question that no, New Life does not void a list. And they're adapting the novel. Did I just shift my camera? They're adapting the novels. There's 2 novels. I'll write the names of the 2 novels right here. But there's 2 novels where they deal. One of them deals with back in time stuff, where one of the stories takes place in like 1800s London. I think Jack the Ripper's like literally a character in that story. And then that's one story, and then in the present day you have the present day story, and you have this connection where it's like the great grandma or something like that. The great grandma from 1800s is, and then their grandchild, they're both experiencing not timelines, but like premonitions, and they're trying to survive it and whatever. So one of the biggest questions has always also been, are the novels canon to the overall movies? Because a lot of the novels are low-key spun off from stuff that happens in the movies. You have the thing with, there's one of the stories where the bus driver that ran over Terry Chaney, he had a premonition at one point afterwards, and he lost his job and all that. There was a whole story with him. I think that's the biggest one, if I'm not mistaken. Holy crap! My mind is literally racing right now. I'm gonna take this off. My mind is literally racing right now. One of the stories is a building collapse. In one of the novels, there's like 2 or 3 novels actually where like there's a building collapse. One of them I know is like an elevator accident. Like the elevator like is on the top floor and just like, I guess, detaches from the strings, I guess, or malfunctions and whatever, and like just crashes down. I know one of them is like, it just like, I think actually one of them is actually from the comic books. There's like a few comic books as well, and one of them is actually from the comic books where it's the tower just explodes. And I think there's one that's specifically called like the Crescent Moon Tower or something like that, and that one's the one that collapses. I'm not sure if that's from the novel or from the comic book, but my mind is literally racing. Holy crap! That could literally be a 1-2 punch right there, because that's been one of my biggest things. I've always said that they should just adapt something from the novels, and for me, logically, the easiest one to do would have been the Kitty Pryde one, or like there's like the very first novel where it takes place like in this club explosion. A lot of explosions, to be honest, in Final Destination. For me, that's the most straightforward one to do. But if they're doing Bloodlines, could they do like a semi-adaptation of that story from both the parallel timelines of 1800s and modern day, and then maybe bring elements from like one of the Tower Collapse books, or maybe one of the Tower Collapse books is one of these 2. I don't know. I would need to double check the wiki. And I'm pretty sure I've been sourcing my stuff right here, like left, right, and center. But holy shit! Something else I noticed a lot, and I commented it during the initial reaction. But the initial teaser, we had the one goth guy, like Eric. That's his confirmed name, because we saw that in the first teaser, Eric. But right now, right off like the first premonition, he has a lot of stuff with fire. I want to see if there's like other hints towards other people's possible deaths, because that's always the thing in Final Destination where you like could hint. And like for me, one of the biggest ones is this blonde chick who has like the number 7. She has a green jersey with like the number 7. So maybe she's the 7th person to die in the order. That would make sense, because they did something similar in Final Destination, the first Final Destination, where I want to say it was like Carter, like the blood splattered on him after Terry Cheney's got ran over, and like the blood splattered and like it created the number 4. I think it was Carter or maybe it was Val. One of them two had something like that. So like maybe she's the 7th one to die. Let me see what else is there. The kid jumping on the trampoline, maybe he gets like stabbed through the foot or something like that, or to do with a rake, or just garden stuff. Honestly, the only one I could think of aside from the goth guy, and that's because we saw his death already, is the one chick with the number 7. Everything else is just very speculative. And even then, number 7, we don't know how she's gonna die. I just have an inclination that she'll die at number 7. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I think it's kind of an interesting note, but they're playing Jenga in like the Tower Falls, and that's how they're, I'm guessing, the grandmother or great grandmother. No, it has to be the grandmother, and I'm guessing that's how their grandmother survived her premonition. I love that they're adapting the books in some capacity. That is Howard Campbell. That's his name. Beloved father, husband. There's this one Asian guy in a mix. I want to know how he fits in, because he's like part of the family, but like, and everybody else there is white. So like, I don't know what happened there. I guess it's kind of funny, but I guess the main actress, the person who seems to be the main actress, is kind of looks mixed, like half Asian. So yeah, dude, that tower collapse looks amazing. It looks amazing. Holy crap! And maybe Grandma dies at some point. Yeah, because we've never really seen that. Even in the novels, I would say they never really explored that. Even in the story with the 2 parallel timelines, it just happens to be something that happens to both families. But granted, I haven't read the novels because those novels were like stupid hard to find in general. But from what I remember, it's one of those things that even though it happened both in the past and present, at least from what I remember, there was never like an inclination or like the present people are being taken out because they were never supposed to be alive, if that makes sense. Now, logically, that would make sense in terms of death. Okay, this is interesting, so I just want to add this here because I just started doing some research. There's rumors, and if this is true, holy crap. This is amazing. There's rumors that AJ Cook, who portrayed Kimberly Corman in Final Destination 2, the main character in Final Destination 2, that she may return for this movie. Here's the thing. Kimberly, and to a certain extent Thomas, are, at least within the movies, not the novels and the comics, and all the short stories, but at least within the movie continuity, they are the only 2 confirmed characters who have survived their story. Now, granted, there is a whole thing in like the deleted scenes for Final Destination 3 that technically confirms her death, but some people consider that non-canon, and that's also one of those things that it's very easy to retcon regardless. So you do have that, and technically speaking, you could also argue that the people in Final Destination 3 also survived, but even to a lesser extent. Yeah, rumors has it that AJ Cook, at the very least, is going to come back for Final Destination 6, Bloodlines. Yo, and if that is true, that is just going to be one of the most insane things ever. In my opinion. Also, just quick little side note, because I'm looking at AJ Cook's IMDb. This is kind of dumb, but for her known for section, it has Final Destination 2 deleted scenes. Like, as the top 4 things she's known for, the deleted scenes for Final Destination 2 is what she's known for. Not the actual movie, the deleted scenes. That's just funny and stupid at the same time. I don't know. The algorithm for IMDb sometimes is weird. So here's the thing, if they have IMDb Pro, they can also just choose what 4 things they're known for. But I highly doubt she'd put the deleted scenes, or her managers or whatever would put the deleted scenes. I feel like they put the actual movie. But that's just kind of funny. I just wanted to point that out very fast. I would lose my goddamn mind if she showed up in Bloodlines, even for a cameo. Because the only time you've had a returning character in the series, outside of Tony Todd, is Claire Rivers. She came in the first one, and she was in the first one, and then she came back for the second one. That's the only, again, with the exception of Tony Todd, that's the only other example we've had of a returning character. So if that happens, that would be insane. There's no reports of Michael Landis, the guy who portrayed Thomas Burke, the officer. There's no reports of him coming back, but at least he hasn't been seen on set or whatever. But Asia Cook has definitely been seen on set, and there's really no reason for her to be on set. I am literally spiraling right now in the best way possible. This is amazing. This trailer was fantastic. Honestly, Final Destination is probably my most anticipated movie of this year, which is kind of a weird thing to say when you have stuff like, Marty Supreme and the Paul Thomas Anderson and DiCaprio movie coming out and all this other stuff and the Smash Machine and whatever. Yeah, no, Final Destination 6 Bloodlines is the one I'm most excited for. And also now, Bloodlines actually makes sense because I have been very critical of Bloodlines. I just thought, like, just do Final Destination 6. Why didn't you have Bloodlines in the title? Also, because then it just kind of reminds me of stuff like Hellraiser Bloodlines, for example. So, I'm like, I never really understood why. I guess I could have taken a shot in the dark and like, oh, we have to do with family, But, like, I am also very interested now to think about it because I'm guessing that the stuff they showed in the beginning of the trailer where the father died, I'm guessing the premonitions this time around won't really be your typical premonitions. I'm guessing they're going to be more, instead of having granted, we are going to have a disaster premonition regardless, but it's going to be in the past. I think present day, it doesn't really seem like we're going to have a present day premonition in the typical sense. Like, there's not going to be a big disaster. If anything, I think it's going to be more akin to what happened in Final Destination 4, I guess, where the main character, does she have a name? Actually, now I think about it, do they have a name? Because Eric is the only one I know. But I think it's going to be more similar to Final Destination 4, where the main character, Iris. Oh, Iris is the one with the premonition. Or that's old Iris, so that's a grandma. I don't see. Is Brett Bassinger? Is that the main character? Is that the main actress? Or Caitlin? No, Caitlin Santa Juana. Okay, but they don't have a name yet. But yeah, the only stuff we have here is Aunt Brenda, Eric, old Iris, Val, and William Bloodsworth. Mr. Fuller, Plaza security guards. Yeah, no, but the one I'm looking for doesn't have a name. So I'm just gonna go with her actor name, Caitlin. So it doesn't seem like Caitlin will have like your typical the big disaster premonition. It seems like she's gonna have more like what's his face had in Final Destination 4, where he's had visions of how these people are possibly gonna die. And even then, I don't know if it's gonna be in the same vein as that, because in Final Destination 4, Homeboy, he just saw like the signs, for the first guy, like for Carter Daniels, like there's a cross and there's the fire in the skull, for example. For the cowboy, like something about a tub, like the closest thing he had to a full-out premonition was at the very end, which I'll be honest, that was a very cool sequence. I think they'll probably do something similar to that, because I think it'll be a little bit too much if they have a similar, like if they have a premonition per death, if that makes sense, like an actual premonition for every single death. I think that'll be a little bit too much. So I think it'll be more akin to like that, where she'll get a sign, she'll maybe see visions of a sign, but she won't get the full story. Could AJ Cook, because their family's called Campbell, so yeah. I don't know, maybe they're cousins. Actually, now I'm curious about one thing. Let me research this. So I'm on the actual wiki itself at this point, and apparently all the names have been released for the most part of all the main cast members, and I just found something interesting, which actually kind of relates to Final Destination 2 again. So the Asian guy that I was talking about, his name is Mr. Lewis, and he has a wife. I'm assuming it's a wife called Darlene Lewis. Why I'm pointing out Lewis specifically is because we have another character in the series with that same name, Evan Lewis, from Final Destination 2, the guy who had got the ladder right through the eye. Could he low-key be a member of this family too somehow? My mind is racing. You also have a character called Stephanie Lewis, so I'm guessing Stephanie Lewis is the main character, the one I was talking about, Caitlin's character, from what it seems. So I just found another interesting connection, and that is Fuller. So in the cast list, there is a Mr. and Mrs. Fuller, played by Mark Brandon and Yvette Ferguson. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because in the novels, Destination Zero, we have a character called Patricia Fuller, and Patricia Fuller is actually the character that I was referring to with the novel with the two separate timelines, and she is one of the few survivors of Death's List. Another survivor of Death's List is Kimberly Corman. Julia Collins, that's the one from Destination Zero. That's the one I was talking about. Could they seriously be adapting something? That is my biggest thing. I really, really hope. I don't care if it doesn't have to be a direct adaptation, but if they are seriously adapting stuff from the novels, this is going to be one of the most insane things ever. And I am all here for it. Holy crap. Holy crap. I am all here for it. If that is the case. Look, I don't know what else to think. My guess is that they are adapting the novels. Destination Zero, right? Is that the one that we have here? That is probably what the novel they're taking the most inspiration from, given the two timelines. So Dead Man's Hand is the one I was referencing, where there was a tower incident. Now, in Dead Man's Hand, it takes place in modern day, or modern day in terms of when the book was published, so 2005. And that one is about an elevator collapse in Las Vegas, in this tower, one of the towers in Vegas. But it's very reminiscent with what is shown in the trailer, especially, granted, this is based on the cover art, the cover for the book, but that tower does look very similar to the one that's shown in the trailer, so maybe they're taking inspiration from that too. That would be interesting. And this is kind of more of a side note, but I hope they also reference this other book, Death of the Senses, just for the sole reason that it's the only book that features William Bloodsworth, and this is the last time we get Bloodsworth in this. So, and also because in that book we get Jack Curtis, who is the bus driver who ran over Terry Chaney, and him running over Terry Chaney had a trickle down effect for the ages, because remember, back to Final Destination 2, Kat, the girl who in the car crash got the huge spike through her head, she was supposed to be on that bus to go to her business trip, and she was supposed to die in a gas leak at whatever hotel she was going to sleep on. So yeah, actually, yeah, this guy really does, maybe, okay, this could be my mind just racing, but a lot of this just really does go back to Final Destination 2. No, I'm really looking at it. So maybe they could reference that as well. That'd be a very nice little Easter egg for the die-hard fans. All I know is that I am very excited for this movie at this point. There's Easter eggs, definitely to Final Destination 1 and 2, that's for sure. If A.J. Cook is coming back, that is amazing. I hope that happens. I hope they also confirm what happens to Burke at that point. Because if it's only her coming back and not Burke, you know, if we have Mr. Lewis, maybe they could reference Evan Lewis. That'd be like, oh yeah, maybe like, I don't know, our nephew or our son or something like that. Like, oh my gosh, imagine that was the children, or that was his parents. I mean, he doesn't look Asian, but like the mom is a blonde woman. Maybe it could be like their nephew. To be honest, that would make a little bit more sense. So I'm very excited for this at this point. I cannot wait for this movie. When the hell does this movie come out? So yeah, this movie comes out on May 16th. I'm 100% going to be there watching this movie, enjoying the crap out of this movie. I cannot wait. So yeah, that is my reaction and me just going buck wild on this movie. On me just theorizing on what's gonna happen. I wonder if they're gonna have like a very interesting credit sequence like the last two had with like the X-ray vision type of stuff. I think that'd be very cool. I cannot wait. So yeah, that's basically it for now. What are your theories for this movie? Are you excited for this movie? Whatever. Comment all that down below. Let me know. Yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. Holy crap.